Okay.
Okay. Roger, I'm dying to hear what your edge is. I know your edge.
Yeah, well, you've met with me a couple of times, so you know that I too am a bit irreverent. So really what the tuning fork therapy does is manage anxiety, panic, stress. That's really the essence of it at its foundation. And there's just a bazillion people out there doing that. So this summer I experimented with a little different branding idea. I had an artist create two drawings. And one was of a man and the other was a woman. They're cartoon caricatures. And the man, his shirt and tie are undone, his bottom of his trousers are slightly open, his shirt's untucked, and he looks extremely satisfied. The woman is also in a similar state of disarray, holding a pair of high-heeled shoes. And the brand that I played with was Get Forked at Mountain Sound Therapy.
You told me about this, yes.
I did this at a festival. I was at a farmer's market throughout the summer. And as I was out there, I was just saying, as people would walk by, hey, you want to get forked? And what was really interesting, of course, was they heard a different word in their mind, turned and looked, then saw the tuning forks and made the connection. And it was very effective in that regard. Now, I don't know if that's too irreverent, if I'm missing the mark of what I'm actually trying to do, but it generated conversation. And through conversation, I was then able to relate exactly what they would be experiencing.
Right. Cool. So that isn't necessarily an edge though, Roger? Well, kind of is, but it's not exactly. The edge would come from you. What sets you apart? That's really kind of a marketing message to evoke emotion, which is fun and irreverent. So I already know what's edgy about you.
Do tell.
Well, the fact that you were a police officer is your edge. And that you related with seriously stressful situations.
Yeah, I was on SWAT for a number of years, and every assignment I worked was, they termed it high risk. So I'll just leave it at that.
So you were dealing with stress at a very high level. Life and death. That's your edge, in my opinion, which it doesn't have to be, but I just want to give people an example. The edge comes from you as an individual. If you're a solopreneur and you're personally branding yourself, that's a really significant edge. And if anyone else would agree or disagree, please do. But that's what sets you apart to me. When I heard that from you, I'm like, whoa, that perked me up. The fork thing is it's definitely engaging one-on-one where people can talk to you immediately. It's definitely a good way to get the conversation going. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's attracting your ideal clients. How is that?
No, I get where you're going with the definition between edge and something that is just a conversation starter of curiosity.
Yeah,
I understand that. Thank you.
Okay, good. Because, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, the first thing I thought of is you wouldn't expect a policeman to be in this healing world.
Absolutely not.
Right? So,
that's huge.
So like if he can do it, anybody can do it, right? So it opens that door to people who don't understand what it is we actually really do, to be able to take a second look or something. So I think that there's something with that edge.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, I feel, Roger, it would, in my eyes, give you greater validity that you have come from such a challenging space and you shifted into this here, and it must have worked for you, and therefore the work you do would be beneficial to me.
Yeah.
And I think that people would think because you were an expert in that field, you would also be an expert in this field, because your training of focusing and all the discipline that you've had to learn in your past profession, you would naturally carry it over into this profession. Your focus, discipline, perseverance, good listener, all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks everyone. My own journey through PTSD also brought me into the healing modalities. Mm-hmm. So that's a pretty significant piece to include.
So I want to point something out here about branding. Look how much came of this without really hearing too much about you, Roger. Right? there's assumptions that are made in consciousness by who you are and the service that you provided as a police officer. There's already tons of information that's wrapped around that Cheryl just, every one of us here just reiterated. So that's a huge advantage that you don't have to say much. You know, I was on a SWAT team, you know, I helped police, you know, I was a policeman for 30 years. I worked in SWAT, blah, blah. One simple sentence. And that tells a story.
Because you're already a humanitarian just by being a police officer. My goodness. I mean, people who put themselves, you know, their lives on the line, we already know that you're all about people once you mention that field. So for everybody here, go ahead, Linda.
Not only that, but the fact that you could be under such extreme conditions and have this tool that you work with give you relief.
Yeah, I got from high risk to high relief.
Oh, write that one down.
I'm writing that down.
That's it. Cheryl's been having some great ones.
And then for Stephanie, I got from corporate to compassion, or joyful flow, or flow joy, something around that, because you mentioned joy. And then for Linda, I got the love bug, like you have a love bug package or a love bug consultation, a love bug, you know, something that just grabs, and we like love bugs, right?
I love that.
We even like ladybugs, but love bug, like the Volkswagen bug. And then for Kana, I'm sorry, I don't have anything for you yet, but I just think when we keep doing this, if what helps is when we all pitch in, because I really like this format right here where we're all talking about ourselves.
I love this. Well, this is what the workshop is intended to look like. Yeah. Well, you're like a little marketing queen. And Linda, I'm sure the love bug did not go unnoticed.
Yeah.
Right? Huge.
You think of a ladybug, love bug, Volkswagen bug, but everyone knows what a bug is when you say they think of either Volkswagen bug, you know, I mean, it's a cute phrase too. People really aren't afraid of it, I hope. They're, if
no,
anything,
you know, it kind of captures the essence of Linda.
Well, you know what, you can even take that further, because if I'm healing the physical thing, that's like some kind of a bug, right, that you don't want.
Oh.
Let's replace that with the love bug.
Yes.
Catch that one.
Yeah.
And then
catch that one.
catch that one.
All right, put that one down. That's awesome. Catch that one. Oh my.
And that thing with Kana, I just wanted to ask you, Kana, I don't know about your personal life. Are you married or single?
I was married very young, twice. Both didn't go well. I got divorced. I grew up in a very dysfunctional family. I got over addiction, dependency, codependency, depression, insomnia, all of that. And now, of course, I didn't know that I was HSP either.
So it's kind of like from survival to superwoman, or from survival. So I kind of feel like with you, but you're single now. Is that right? You're single now? Something about you being single and an individual and a strong and a female even, but we don't even have to say female, but just being a single person, how you have survived or strived. So it's something about going from single to striving, or I don't know, something, a survivor to superwoman. Something.
I often use survive to thrive.
Oh, I like that.
And I have a website, hspthrive.com.
Yeah.
So, and the Facebook page is Highly Sensitive Person Thrive Tribe.
Yeah. Yeah. That was just my suggestion. So.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheryl's a marketing wizard and didn't know it. That's her edge. She's a psychic medium with a marketing edge. All right,
Liz,
I'm wrap it up, you guys.
Liz, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So are you saying to use this edge in like your elevator pitch, or
if it works you could create the edge as something that stands alone, and it would be used in a more of a presentation probably. But if you can squeeze it into an elevator pitch, it's a good place to put it. Okay. Yeah, I'm Stephanie Clinton. I've gone from corporate to compassion, and I help. You can shorten it.
Yeah.
So it's catchy. Corporate to compassion, like that's super catchy. Thanks, Cheryl. for corporate to compassion, right? Something like that. Hi, my name is, I've gone from corporate to compassion and I help, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
Right? Okay.
Something about bringing back the joyful flow in what you do, because it sounds like you want to bring joy into what your work and your flow. You mentioned something about flowing. So something about joy, flow, joy, some little catchy something in there.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I could go all day on this because it's fun, but I do want to let you guys go. And I want you all to know that I'm offering this 6-week workshop. And if anyone's interested in you can email me. I'm still kind of wrapping my head around the content of it, so I might not rush into doing it. But maybe, I'm not rushing at all. But if you're interested in this workshop, send me an email, and there'll be links below this video if you're watching it on YouTube or wherever. So it's going to be fun. This is what it's going to look like. This is what the workshop's going to look like. Interacting, getting ideas. There's always someone who's on a brainstorming creative role, like Cheryl today.
I show Cheryl what I'm wearing today. Can you see these guys?
Oh. Ladybugs. Nice.
Oh, wow.
It's nice how love works that way.
Amazing.
Love shows up. Woohoo. Roger, so great having you here today. Loved having you. Say
Thank
hello
you.
to Brandy. Stephanie, love seeing you again. Kana, it's been a while. Linda, always a pleasure. And Linda's our speaker next week. Linda Armstrong, you want to come and get some love and clear some core beliefs. You definitely want to come for that. Linda's our speaker, so that could be fun. Roger, you're
Linda,
always welcome.
Linda, is it for singles only or for those of us that are married?
It's for people who want to clear things that are blocking them from manifesting what they want in life.
Okay.
It doesn't matter
Right.
whether you're single. It doesn't matter it's going to be kind of general.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a relationship thing. It's a general, we've all got junk in our way. Let's take down the roadblocks.
Gotcha.
All right. I'm going to stop this